So SSH trusting now. SSH trusting అంటే ఏంటంటే రెండు సిస్టమ్స్ మధ్యలో సో రెండు సిస్టమ్స్ మధ్యలో ఇప్పుడు నేను ఈ సిస్టమ్ ఉంది కదా SSH అని చెప్పేసి నేను సర్వర్ నేమ్ ఇస్తే ఆ సర్వర్ కి కనెక్ట్ అవ్వడానికి ఆ సర్వర్ కి అంటే సర్వర్ అంటే క్లయింట్ ఇక్కడ ఎనీ సర్వర్ మన చెప్తుంది కదండి అది కూడా ఒక సర్వరే మనకు ఆ సర్వర్ పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ వ్యూ ఇది క్లయింట్ ఎందుకంటే ఇది కనెక్ట్ అవుతుంది కాబట్టి సో ఇది యూజర్ నేమ్ పాస్వర్డ్ అడుగుతుంది చూసారా సో అలా అడగకుండా చేయడమే మనకు ట్రస్టింగ్ చేయడం ఎందుకు ట్రస్ట్ చేయాలంటే లైక్ సమ్ టైమ్ మనకు ఏమవుతుందంటే అర్థమవుతుందండి కన్ఫ్యూజన్ అవుతున్నారా క్లారిటీ ఉంది
ఇది అడుగుతున్న పాస్వర్డ్ అది క్లయింట్ దా సర్వర్
అవును క్లయింట్ది ఈ సర్వర్ యొక్క పాస్వర్డ్ పక్క సిస్టమ్ ఉంది కదా మనం ఏ సిస్టమ్ కి అయితే కనెక్ట్ అవుతున్నాం ఆ సిస్టమ్ యొక్క పాస్వర్డ్ అడుగుతుంది ఓకేనా అది అడగకుండా వెళ్ళిపోవాలి అదే ట్రస్టింగ్ ఓకేనా యా సో we are discussing about SSH trusting. So SSH trusting is most important in Unix environment because most of the time the servers need to talk each other without any password. Sometimes what is SSH trusting means, suppose there is a one server, one client, these two servers need to talk without any password. So for example, you want to take the backup of the client, you want to copy some files from server to client. Sometimes you may need to have the trust between servers because of client requirement, and there is a many scenarios. So what is SSH? SSH is the passwordless authentication. Passwordless authentication. That means without password you can authenticate, you can log in. So that is the one. Second thing is why we need SSH trusting. The main aim of the SSH trusting is to communicate with server without password, but scenarios are like whenever there is a copy files are like, for example, SSH that Ansible server. So Ansible server, so one of the Ansible server is installing the softwares in all other servers. So that means this server should be trusted with all other servers so that this can able to push the software to the client. The server can able to send the files to all client missions, client 1, client 2, client 3, like all missions can able to talk because of this SSH trusting. So that is the one more important. So and also sometimes the client requirement, how the trusting will work. Suppose imagine TCS is the company, so TCS is supporting for Citibank. CTS is supporting for Citibank. So but TCS, so many people are working for Citibank. They don't want to allow every server direct access. So that's what they will do. They will give the access to only one server, and they from this server to they will create the trust with all other servers. This way they can secure their servers. This guy, they don't want to access directly to the server because they don't want to give the all servers usernames and passwords. So one day this company is no more with supporting for this client, then they just remove the account from this server, that's all. So that these are all these users, the username and password for the rest of the servers are not yet configured. So that's why he can just remove the entry from the main gateway server. That means the gateway server to rest of all servers are trusted. So passwordless authentication, that means if one guy wants to access one server here, they can't have access directly, he can go to the gateway server. From here he can do SSH and the server name, so that he can able to connect directly without any password. Like that we can create the passwordless authentication. So how can we create the passwordless authentication is very simple. So first of all, we need to generate the key from the server side, and we need to add the key to the client. So the key generation is very easy. SSH hyphen keygen is the hyphen T RSA. We are generating the hyphen T RSA. We are generating a key from one server and updating into the client. So where we are generating and all. So if you say like hyphen SSH hyphen keygen hyphen T, then it will ask you where you want to create and the root dot SSH and like that. So it will give you the path. So just to say enter. Then it is creating a file. It is creating a directory dot SSH directory in your current directory. In that it is creating a files like RSA underscore ID underscore RSA and RSA pub and some files it is creating. So these are the files are creating. But in this file, which is the what is the main file we need to copy to the other server. So this file ID underscore pub. If you go to this ID underscore pub, you can see there is a key, the secret key. This key you need to copy to the other server, client server. In client server also, where we need to copy, there is a authorized underscore keys file. So you need to copy this file to this ID underscore this file you need to copy from this server to client authorized underscore location. So for that you need to create the key again in the client side, because it will create the path and all. So you just say SSH hyphen keygen and same story in client side also. Then you can see dot SSH .ssh is the directory. There you can see authorized underscore keys is the one of the file available now. You need to generate the key. We already generated and you need to copy to this location. For that, from server side, I am just copying this file to between two systems. If you want to copy a file, SCP, remember this, okay, system copy. This file I am copying to my client location. This file I am copying to my client location under slash temp directory. So I am copying my file to temp directory. Then if I go to the my client location, you can see slash temp, you can see the ID underscore RSA file. This file is copied from server, right? If you see, inside the file also, you can see from where it came. So this file I copied from server to client slash temp directory, and this content I want to redirect. Content means I can see this, right? I want to redirect this data to root directory under root directory dot ssh directory under that authorized underscore keys file. I'm just redirecting the content of this key is to this thing. So then you can able to log in without, if you go ssh and client name, if you give ssh under client name, then you can able to log in without any password. Can you see this? Now we are able to log in to the client with the here most important thing is why we need this SSH key. SSH trusting. That is the one point. How to generate, where it is generating, where to copy, like some questions and answers. Okay, so that is the most important thing. And one more important thing is whatever the location like slash root under root, so dot ssh like, right? So ls hyphen ld dot ssh. So you need to have the permissions like this 700. The directory permission is 700. Inside directory The authorized underscore keys file is there, right? The authorized underscore keys file. So 6, the permission must be 7000, like that. Okay, if you change the permission of this, it won't work. Okay, make sure the permission, sometimes they will ask you the directory permission must be this thing. So that is the one more important. So please go ahead, any questions here about this thing? So anyone, any confusion? So that is the way how we can create the this thing. So I think everyone good, right?